the choreography of the Hidari fight, I also really loved how they just flew through that. It was so smooth.
And like, the coolest thing with Hidari, dude, bro stuck his hand in his pocket, and that was actually putting his hand in the claw mark behind people. That is the most sly move ever. That's
really
what I
cool.
want from claw marks, baby. That's awesome.
They're actually using it in like
the way Code used to do before he got his limiters removed and started to be an idiot.
Yeah, basically. It's so unfortunate, you know, like the way that Code uses the claw mark in the anime, where like he puts it on his belt, and then that's a cool way to use it, because like if you were, say, like you were quicker than your opponent, you could like place a belt on yourself right where they're about to punch, and then their arm goes right through you. But he never uses it that way within the manga, and that could be like an interesting way to use it, and he's just never that creative.
Well, he used to be creative. Like I said, I stand by it. Before his limiters came off, he was using it creatively.
His brain died.
Look, yeah, literally. Maybe his brain got fried.
He becomes an actual moron with how he uses his jutsu. It's actually insane.
That's what.
Because like, look at like when he beats up Boro's guards, the way he's using his claw marks then is completely different from how he tries to use it on Boruto and Damon. Like, what happened?
He should also be able to attempt to use like his claw marks with like as belts. You know,
I think
to, like,
he does. People. He slaps Bug with one.
I think what they're trying to do is differentiate the two forms by giving them a unique moveset, which would especially be prevalent in a video game. So it's almost like with Naruto in Kyuubi form, you're not expecting Rasengans as much as you are Kyuubi specific unique things. Yeah, so
because
I think like Code, same idea.
Like Code, with the amount of belts that Code can spawn out, he should be using them as like belts, like ties, in order to like catch people off guard, trap their hands, trap their legs. That's like an excellent way to use it, because he can summon such a large portion of them now, and they spawn quickly.
Yeah, and he literally covered the Ten-Tails with it. Bro should have just covered Boruto with claw marks and pinched him apart like molding clay.
The Ten-Tails is like freaking how many feet? How many meters tall? The Ten-Tails is like 20 meters tall.
It doesn't matter. It's bigger than a human.
Yeah, trust me. You don't want me and Kamui to discuss the size of the Ten-Tails. We do not need to go down that route.
Well, it's a smaller Ten-Tails, but yeah, it's really large.
It's big. It's a big fat blob. And so there's no reason why Code couldn't have covered Boruto with claw marks and just
or at least attempted to. Because Boruto can't use Flying Raijin if his hand is literally tied.
I mean, even then, if his Code hands just covers it in claw marks, he can do the finger slice thing and just slice his neck. What is Boruto going to do?
He can't do anything.
Like, bro, there's no reason why Code lost to Boruto when
No. Instead of, oh my gosh. Code is such an idiot. Why didn't he just place belts on his body before getting hit by the Uzuhiko? So his hand goes right through, so Boruto's hand goes right through his stomach.
If he just
would that not work?
If he has a full-on claw mark belt suit, that'd be interesting. Almost like a superhero suit.
Yeah, like Jura. I mean, Jura's got a claw mark cube. I mean, just like make a claw mark stomach.
If he placed belts all along his chest, Boruto's hand should go right through.
He'd literally be untouchable.
His stomach.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be touchable.
Yeah, he would literally just be like Obito's Kamui.
And that'd be a cool way, because they'd have to use ninja tactics or even science, going back to that theme, to find ways to get around it, such as burning Code out of the suit. It doesn't matter if it goes through him, if he's surrounded by heat, which is just heating him up. Stuff like that.
So yeah, I absolutely agree that Code's kind of an idiot. He is an idiot with the claw marks, but like Hidari definitely has like a bag that like suits claw marks well in terms of like Chidori, which is like an assassination technique. He has electricity that can dismantle people. Code has taijutsu and claw marks, and that's all he has. So it's
even then, it's just like, we're just coming up with so many more cool ways Code can use it.
Exactly.
I'm still just gonna come back to how he's already used it. Go read the first 2/3 of the Code arc. Code was using claw marks in clever ways that make sense.
The covering
when the limiters came off, he stopped.
He did that in the anime. The anime had him do that, and it works perfectly within line with how the ability has worked. The anime had him use it, so that's something that's what I'm referencing when I say that.
Yeah.
So just like have him do that. It works.
And Codes had no problem with just spawning claw marks on people willy-nilly. He does it to Boruto, he does it to Boruto's guards, he does it to Ada. Like, he just spawns them on them from a distance, no problem. Why doesn't he
I don't
do
even
it to
see him
Boruto with
touch
the
them.
time skip?
I don't even see him touch them, and they spawn on him.
Yeah, he doesn't have to do anything. You freaking just look at them, they just appear.
So yeah, Code's just a moron. But like, hey, they've said he's a moron, so I guess that works.
Yeah, but he wasn't a
to be
moron
fair-
before, so what happened?
To be fair, yeah, I've said this before. I gotta defend my boy Code to some extent. It's not that he's dumb; it's that he's average intelligence surrounded by geniuses.
I'm
Anyway,
average intelligence.
For me,
I come up with better
it's
ideas.
not that. It's just I don't care if you want to say he's stupid. That's fine. He's shown us the level of smarts to do these smart things plenty of time. Not just once, but again and again and again until the limiters came off, when just magically he's just you know, it's not just this battle, since we already talked about it earlier. Code's just freaking stupid about his goals. His goal is to take away everything Boruto/Kawaki cares about. But what does he do? He just stops doing that and only chases Boruto and ignores who Boruto cares about.
He actually cared about the both of them at that point. Yeah, this is a slight
don't say that around
Not really.
Kamui. That's a cardinal sin to say Code cares about both of them.
This is a slight tangent, but not really. So, when Code first uses his claw marks within the manga, right? When he like jumps into the air, summons them across the battlefield. Do you think he body flickered to his claw marks, or did you think he teleported?
He shouldn't have body flicker. He's not a ninja.
That's exactly my point. And he praised Boruto for his ninja abilities. So when Code, when he's in the air, he seemingly teleports to his claw marks. If you use the anime, you go to the manga, he's in the air and then just spawns in his claw marks.
That's a good point. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. He's just there.
And he should not have body flicker.
I'm not gonna say
Delta
it's
doesn't have body flicker.
I don't think it's an animation error.
Why would he even be able to use body flicker in midair anyway?
I think it's just something they didn't think
in the top
about.
of his jump. You can't just run from there.
I think it's more like a production thing.
No, the manga has him teleport right to it too.
No, I know. I think it's just a cool thing they're doing without it actually being quote unquote canon.
Well, it's in the manga.
I know. Manga filler.
You're saying the manga's filler.
Saying that moment in the manga is filler, yes.
I think they just want him to look cool.
That's what I'm saying, literally.
I think they just
without having it.
This is further evidence Ikimoto's writing this shit.
Okay, fair enough.
Because what on earth is he even doing? How does he he shouldn't how do you do body flicker in the air anyways? There's nothing to jump off of.
I'm thinking at first Koda had the ability to teleport to his claw marks in addition to through them. He could just teleport to them, but they seemingly got rid of that, maybe.
Probably
I thought that's what he could do too, but then eventually at one point in the arc, they seemingly implied that he had to walk through them.
I mean, they literally compare him to Flying Raijin.
Maybe he can teleport to the marks, and then he can also go through it at the same time. So he doesn't have to run to the mark. He could just teleport to it, and then he goes through it. It's like separately, but also at the same time. Because sometimes it seems like he just kind of disappears out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And we've always assumed he's just very quickly squatting down and going in the claw mark, but maybe he's just teleporting to it and then going through it.
Yeah, because to me, this clearly just looks like teleportation.
That being said, though, that does beg the question of, with how easily Code can just seemingly do that, how the hell is he ever getting hit by an attack if he can just teleport to the claw mark to dodge?
This has to be teleportation.
Well, Kamui, it's the same with
They
Obito.
took an ability away from him.
Obito can still be hit if he doesn't activate his ability. Code just has to be off guard. Or can't react in time.
Yeah, but a lot of times it's like he's trying to dodge though instead of just teleporting. Hell, let me just go.
That's
look
fine.
At the
it would probably take a lot of chakra.
Boruto.
Plus, you have to keep this in mind.
Teleport to the
because again, repping my boy Code, I don't think he's as dumb as people say. I think again, this is just in character for him to do these things or to not do these things, since he's already thought about it. It's not that he hasn't thought about them or hasn't figured out. He's stopped doing them because it's his character. He's arrogant. He's going into these fights expecting to win. So knowing that, that's how he's behaving, as if he's already won, so he doesn't have to do these things. Almost like Dragon Ball.
That's still innately stupid.
Yeah, I know, but it's kind of aggravating now. Because before in the code fights, he thought he was going to win, and he was showing off his claw marks as his like tauntingness. Whereas now it's like anything but that.
I agree, but again, that's going to different moveset. In fact, you could argue that's the reason they gave him claw grimes.
This is definitely what I call a nerf. It definitely worked like the flying Raijin before, and they just took it away.
Yeah, because every time it looks like he spawns a claw mark into a tree so that he can go through that instead of just teleporting to the other claw mark. He's always making a new claw mark to appear out of a different claw mark instead of just teleporting to the claw mark that was already there in the first place.
Mm-hmm. I think this is they just nerfed his ability.
Yeah, because like, look, when the vanishing Rasengan's about to hit him, what does he do? Grabs the ground, makes the claw mark, and goes into it instead of just teleporting
to one that already existed.
Yeah. They took away an ability he had in the very first chapter he used it.
That is bizarre, because again, body flicker doesn't work in the air. You're literally in the freaking air. What are you doing?
He also shouldn't have body flicker anyway.
Like he's not a shinobi.
Like Kawaki was trained by Jigen. He didn't have body flicker. He didn't have chakra control. He just was running fast. That's all.
You're absolutely correct. So yeah, you're right. This can't be, but he just teleported.
He literally didn't know how to walk up a tree. So
this is clearly what this is depicting, that he teleported. So yeah, they just nerfed him.
Crazy.
That's wild. Didn't even think about that until you brought it up.
That's so stupid. Like, that's just so dumb. How do you nerf a character directly after giving them an ability?
After maybe that was too much.
They didn't even acknowledge nerf.
Repping my boy Code here. Again, looking at his character. He's taken the L here. He's lost. He's acknowledging that by saying, later, we'll meet again. He doesn't act like he's lost. He's not unnerved by this. He's not freaking out. He's calm and collected, cool as can be. It's like, see ya. We'll meet again. Not worried.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, dude.
I feel like I'm talking to the void.
When he realized that he was losing the Damon, and then at no point he's
Damon,
like,
he can be a pathetic crybaby. I don't care. We're not bringing Damon in this conversation.